Welcome, everybody. It's the Jennifer and Merrill show. Merrill Chandler, Jennifer Hammond here, serving you and your credit and funding needs. We're myth busting. We're this show, this check in with you is all about getting us on the right path, climbing the right tree. Name the analogy. We're here to make sure that you don't step on the funding landmines. That's three analogies in one single sentence. All right. So Jennifer, what do we have today? What are we talking about today?
So I'm coming live from the Tampa airport as I'm on my way to travel on another conference. And I wanted to make sure that one of the questions that I've been getting a lot is from our first-time home buyers who want to go from zero credit. They don't have any credit at all. So it's not that it's good or bad, but again, no credit. And they're looking to buy their first house. So they want to go from zero credit to a hero credit. How do they become an expert? Yeah, hero credit.
All right. Well, let's take a look at that. First of all, let's look at the landmines that are all around these kids who are literally just starting to build, right? Some of them may even be coming from a disadvantage that their parents, while they went to college or, out on their own, they're like, hey, I'm going to hook you up just in case of emergency. I'm going to make you an authorized user on my credit card, right? Well, now all of a sudden they have a score, but as we know, a credit score does nothing for us when it comes to fundability. So let's look at that. If you don't have an authorized user account, stop the presses. Don't become an authorized user on somebody's account because it gives you an empty score. Remember, if you followed us in our other broadcasts, in our other shows, credit is measured. Your approvals are based on your borrower behaviors, not on your score. Your score is used after you're approved to give you a good or bad interest rate, a good or a high or low approval, right? $5,000 or a $20,000 approval. That's what your score is used for. It's not used here. So it's not used for the approval itself. So let's take a look at some of those borrower behaviors. And for some of you that are just getting started, think of it as building a relationship. You're building a relationship with a lender. Now, depending on where you are in your life, we do not believe in one-night stands with lenders. They never work out. They will always turn their backs on you and walk away. So what we want to do is we want to build a long-term relationship with lenders. And that starts, instead of an authorized user, that's like, think of it this way. So, it's like Cyrano de Bergerac. For anybody who's read the story or been to college, Cyrano de Bergerac was the guy who was madly in love, but wasn't good enough, didn't have good enough relationship credit. So he got some handsome dude to speak for him. That's what an authorized user is. You're getting somebody to speak for you. Well, the lender can't fall in love with you. They'll fall in love, as the story goes, they'll fall in love with the real credit holder. So we want to build a relationship with them by building amazing credit, by having credit self-confidence. The way we do that is, first, we want to establish a checking account, and then we never, ever want to have an overdraft. Never. Also, you don't want to have an overdraft protection account. You want to turn it off. And this sounds weird in the current system, but that overdraft protection account you're given when you start up a checking account, it's a trap. They want to see how many times you use that to help them determine whether or not they're going to give you their money to use. Because if you don't know how to manage your own money, they are not going to give you their money to manage. See what I'm saying? So we want to build a checking account, and then we never want to punch through zero. We want to stay as far away from zero balance as possible. And here is a pro tip. If a pro relationship tip, tell the bank, they'll all do it. Tell them you don't want an overdraft account and to deny any transaction, whether it's a check. Some of you young folk don't even know what a check is. Now, to deny any check or any debit card transaction that goes that pushes you through zero, deny it, so that you never go through zero. So you're never using their money when you're supposed to be using your money. See the difference? They want to see how you're managing that. So please make sure in every way, you guys, to build a relationship by saying, hey, I got my act together. That's what they want to see to build a relationship. You're going into a relationship. You don't want to be, you don't want some loosey goosey partner who doesn't know how to handle their own stuff. You want somebody who is as pro as you are. Well, I cannot believe we're going so far into the relationship metaphor. Guess what? Be who you want to build a relationship with. If you want their money, then you show you know how to manage your money. So that's number one. Don't do an authorized user. Build a checking account. Stay as far away from zero as possible, right? I don't care if it's, we call it, here we call it the new zero. I don't care if it's $200, $400, $500, just never get anywhere near zero. And it literally within 6 months time, maybe less, they're going to be offering you a credit card. That's how we build a relationship. It's like taking it to the next level. And so now with that credit card, you want to charge it up slowly. And if you get a zero interest card or something like that, you want really high tier banks. You want Wells and Chase and B of A and Citibank. You want the top 4 banks because later on in your life, you may want, you may be an entrepreneur now. You may want to build a business later. You need to what do they say? What do they say? You are the average of the 5 closest people to you, right? Well, guess what? It's true financially as well. You are the average of the 5 banks, the 5 banking relationships that you have, those 5 credit cards. If you're hanging out getting a Home Depot card, a Victoria's Secret card, a Kohl's card, that means those are low value consumer cards. And so you want to look like a pro. You want to have high value to other lenders. So you want to hang out with the pro teams. I'm going to make some metaphor now. Think of retail cards and merchant cards and online cards, anything that's offered that says raise your credit score, build your credit. Chase, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and Bank of America rarely, if ever say, build your credit. They don't say it because they're the end game. They are the players in this space. Everybody else says, build your credit, build your credit. Get this card, build your credit. Oh my word, run. Anybody who says build your credit, you don't want to pay attention to them because they're marketing to you likely a junk card, a low value card. And nobody is later down the road, no one's going to give you a business loan. No one's going to give you a mortgage based on your Kohl's reputation. Follow me? So we want to stay plugged into high value credit cards. So if you're going to build a relationship with a bank, make it one of those top 4. And then once we've built that, make sure that you take at least 90 days to start using the limit on the card. At least 9. I prefer 6 months, but some of us may be in a hurry. So you want to. It's not like, oh yeah, let's go on a date, and then they fly you to Paris, France on a first date, and you're like, the hell. I don't even know you, dude, right? So you want to stage it. Let them get to see you and know your spending patterns slowly over at least 3 months, 6 months. And once you have built that relationship, guess what? Within that 6 months, they're likely to raise that limit. They're like, you know what? I'm willing to invest more in you. I'm liking how you treat me. I'm liking how you respect me. I like that we're peers. We're both professionals in this game, right? And so, wow, Jennifer, I had no idea we were going to go off on using that analogy as the means to, but it's the perfect analogy. I teach it in my boot camp. I have an ebook on it. But it's crazy, you guys. We gotta treat our lenders, because they will then they're going to give you an auto loan, then they're going to give you a mortgage, and that's the first home, the first home buyer experience. You need the more solid, the more banking relationships you have of these what are called tier 1 or tier 2 banks. The more you have, the cleaner it is, and the more dependable you look as a borrower. Man, that first home is going to be right there for you.
So let me go ahead and expand a little bit on that, since I am in an airport. And one of my favorites, of course, is your teddy bear story. It is so easy to get seduced, especially older people, but also the young people. You know, they love the little gifts and stuff. And with the airlines, they're always giving away, you know, some little free knickknack. Come and ruin your credit for a teddy bear. Is that what you say?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that was American Express. That was an American Express Delta card, and they had a rep sitting out there while I was walking by, and no joke, I walk up to them, and my team is filming me talking to these guys, because remember, they're just employed, they're gig workers. They're like, hey, give a teddy bear for everybody who fills out an application. Well, so I walk up to them. Maybe I was more of an ass than I had to be, but I'm like, so how do you feel about ruining people's credit? Literally, that's the question I ask this gig worker. They don't know what I'm talking about. He had no clue, right? And then I started explaining it to them, and then we posted that years ago in Facebook. But the bottom line is that the big banks that are not marketing organizations, American Express is not a bank, it's a marketing, Discover is a bank. All this stuff. Now, I'm not talking points. There's points and nights, and you know, your Southwest, your Hilton, etc. But get them that are offered by the top 4 banks, not American Express and not Discover, not Capital One by any stretch of the imagination, because all of those offers, they're marketing to you. And if you're being marketed to, then they've got something to hide. It isn't a natural purchase, right? If you go to a jewelry store and you get a name brand piece of jewelry, they didn't need to market the name brand. You know, right? You know the name brand that is top of the line. But if they have to push on you, if they have to put teddy bears out in the airport to get you to fill out an application, and that's bad juju. And those applications, they're literally just phishing. Just think of it when you walk by one of those things. They've got a big line out there, and they're just trying to snag you and drag you in and see if you qualify, because they don't have any better way to nurture you and establish a relationship with you. They're just dragging you in on the dock and seeing if you will fill out an application. It's not cool, and it's not going to serve you, because even American Express, even if you're buying their BS, American Express is a tier 2. It's not a good. I love American Express if you have a business or you're an entrepreneur and you want a business account. But on your personal, it is a lower value card, and it does not. And all the sex appeal that it has, it's just. They make you think this is for the guys. Well, they make you think you're able to date the cheerleader, right? Or you're able to date the football captain. And what you're doing is you're getting, you're just getting something less. I was trying to think of. I didn't want to shame anybody's situation in life. You're getting less.
You're not getting what you expected. I think that's probably the biggest thing is we all don't like to be betrayed. And I think that when you are promised one thing and you're given something else, it upsets us, and I think that none of us want to be promised something that we don't get to get.
Yeah,
I think
that's beautifully said, especially when we don't find out until later that it's not great. I get points. Great. If you are an entrepreneur listening to this, or you ultimately want to be an entrepreneur, then start preparing. But and we have ways of doing all this. So let's give them the getfundablejennifer.com. There's an entire way to start establishing, let's say 5 or 10 years you think you want to be in business, just for the chance. Right now, you guys are young. Right now is the opportunity to start building a business credit opportunity where you can use all these things, even American Express, but you can do it in a way that gives you the juice, gives you personal credibility, and gives you business opportunity, and you're never harmed. Getfundablejennifer.com. It's vital, you guys, that we are able to have that we know the truth. We know where the landmines are, right? The teddy bear is a landmine. Think of it. I don't know. I've seen some war movies where somebody picks up a teddy bear laying in the street and it's an IED, right? I mean, it's horrible. Those are landmines. The teddy bears are landmines. The authorized user is a landmine. It is not going to help you at all. Good day, Craig. Glad to have you with us. Absolutely. We are, yeah, be careful. And if you'd like to join us, there's a tour through all these landmines. We take you on a tour, a safety tour. We protect you while you examine where all these landmines are and how to avoid them. That's what the boot camp is all about. Whoo! Boy, we went from war zones to from relationship to war zone. We got range, Jennifer. We got range.
From zero to hero. So
zero to hero. Absolutely,
zero.
You guys.
Exactly. Can make it work for sure.
I love it. One just folds into the other, right? But seriously, right. You guys, go read the reviews at getfundablejennifer.com. Read the reviews and see for yourself. Folks just like you who have literally been sitting where you are sitting and asking yourself the same questions that we're asking you. Like, it's the Matrix. It's like there's something is not right and I don't know what it is. Well, let's get a look behind the curtain. Let's take a look at what's actually going on out there, how folks are how you are truly being evaluated. But to wrap up our relationship, build strong, lasting relationships that will last you a lifetime. If we do it right, and if we know what we're doing, just follow Jennifer and my lead and just investigate for yourself. But look at the truth, because that truth will keep you safe.
Absolutely.
What do you got, Jennifer?
Thank you. I love it, because going from zero to hero is so important. Real estate investors, real estate people who want to buy real estate, especially first-time home buyers. So I think we did a great job covering all of that, and just definitely making sure you don't step on the landmines, regardless of whether you're traveling and there's a teddy bear that's looking at you,
or 50,000 points.
TJ Maxx and you're, thinking about 20% off. No, don't.
No, unless you're spending literally $60,000. It's TJ Maxx or Kohl's or Target. It's not worth it, you guys. It's not worth it. You will harm your fundability for years to come, and we don't. Yeah. And we want you to be able to apply and get approved. So just remember, it's not about your score; it's about your approvals. Approvals and score are not linked. Your approvals for any type of credit, including your first home, is not based on your score. The rate and the amount they'll lend you is based on your score, but not the approval itself. They want to see more from you, and those borrower behaviors are what are going to be measured.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Wraps this up. One more time, getfundablejennifer.com. Just go explore. Just go tool around. Yeah. Go watch the video that's there. There's a little intro video. There's a little, there's some great things for us to look at, and just tool around. If you like it, join us. We'd love to have you. All right. Be well. Have a
Bye-bye.
blast in Tampa at your conference, Jennifer. This is so exciting. I can't wait to talk to you next week. Oh, and by the way, save the date, guys. Save the date. February 22nd at
7:30
Eastern. We're going to be doing a free training. We're going to be where we do a deep dive into the insider secrets behind fundability and do it. We haven't got time now. We're going to do a deep dive, free training for all of Jennifer's tribe and anybody who sees us on any social media. Come and join us, you guys. It'll be a free training. February 22nd, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Perfect execution. I love it. Have a great day.
Yay!
Have a great week conference, and we will talk to you. We'll see you next week.
Perfect. See you next week.